My fellow human beings, human beings of the human beings of the human beings of the human beings. A little, if you be following through my video, you will find out that there is a point where I was advertising, I was trying to get it, I was going to get talent. I'm capable of paying the federal minimum wage. I'm capable of paying you federal minimum wage with accommodation, feeding, and some other makusa that you may not think you can ever get from somebody like me. So, welcome. Hello everyone. My name is Ogi Baba or Azimi Koko, otherwise known as Ogi Soba. Today's episode is Oh, gracious Lord, you see what the white man did. When they came one day, they bought fine things. When they came one day, Popo took us, said the boat and said, "Get on board. You think I'm laughing? Get on board." They started to laugh. Get on board. Ha 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 ha. Get on board. Then we roll along. He just say we roll along. Then we roll along to me, CCP. Okay. We have a dangerous antecedent that just happened since Donald Trump came into office. One ambassador of South Africa was deported back to South Africa. I think he's a Muslim. When South Africa president went, Ramaphosa went to the White House, Trump ambushed him and dehumanized him. In the past 1 week, there were about 5 or so countries that was in the US, and Trump showed that his supremacy is more important than his white supremacy. He showed it by embarrassing somebody who is smarter than him. But what was bad about that is the silence. The silence that went behind it. That's what is killing me. So today's episode is about, oh, gracious Lord, you see what the white man did. When they came one day, they brought fine things. When they came one day, the boat took sailed the boat and said, "Get on board. You think I'm laughing? Get on board." They started to laugh. Get on board. Ha 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 ha. Get on board. Then we roll along. Into say we roll along. Then we roll along. To me, CCP. The biggest threat facing Nigeria is this song that I just put forward to you now. That's the biggest threat facing Nigeria because it's been swept under the carpet. It's swept under the carpet, and as such, the politicians don't even talk about that. They know it exists, but they're afraid to say anything about it, like the way Obasanjo was trying to talk about slavery, or Shimole Soyinka was trying to say they should pay reparations to us, to Africa, stuff like that. So I am here trying to tell you that our problem is corruption. But before corruption start coming in, we were thrown under the bus, and I thought we have not been able to get out of that. Our leaders have a lot of regrets. And that's one of the things when you are in the developed world, most leaders will say, if I had to do it all over again, I'm not going to change anything. I personally believe that if I had to do it all over again, I'm not going to change anything. Good. For example, there's a guy that was called KK that said that is transportation magnet that says that if he had to do it all over again, he would have want to attack the sit-at-home and be successful. Not only that, he was able to stop Babangida from putting Anioma capital in Asaba, where Onitsha was going to be part of Asaba, because his wife was from there. We also know that Babangida himself said that the biggest regret he had was the annulment of the Abiola. We are now hearing from Alon Wazoo, may his soul rest in peace, may Allah continue to protect his soul. But every time they are saying may his soul rest in peace, people are always saying we are praying for his forgiveness. And what they mean by that is that they think that he did a lot of damage. So his wife is even saying that he has told her to apologize for his decision that he made. I want to say this. I'm afraid this is going to rub everybody the wrong way, that I shouldn't be saying this. What is going on here is the fact that he is a die-hard Muslim that uses Quran as part of his modus operandi. Babangida said it was his army. They went to this army training together. He's a Muslim. So we have this problem of the Muslim trying to destroy the Christians. Because of the fact that there was this, what we call the Muslim coming from the east and the Christian coming from the west, they turned Africa into a triangle of war. And that's where we are currently at. I was fortunate to have read about the bio of Buhari yesterday. What I discovered in the bio is that in Nigeria, we are having a problem with having somebody who has a bio, and as such, we think the bio is an ideology. No. The bio is just a single human being who is like you. He eats, he drinks, he smokes, he does everything you do. So, if for one reason or the other, we are looking at somebody's bio, we have a problem. Because a week ago, there was another issue that came on board. It was a young man who has 80 award to his name as a lawyer. He was so good that I remembered in the 70s when they were talking about Adetokunbo Ademola, who was the Chancellor of the University of Benin in the first graduation. It took almost 15 minutes to be able to give his credentials. That's the same thing that boy has done. We have having all this Adetokunbo Ademola, SSA, Inner Temple London, Inner Temple London, and all this. So I'm making a point to say that all these people who are at the village level in the like Oseloku, who is just the kid is playing around, and on the long run, his brain, he doesn't have no what you call memory leak. He comes out to become the smartest guy in his class, in primary and in secondary and in university. By the time he's having all that, Buhari's father died when he was a little kid like me. So I am saying that it is what it is, and we should not be putting all these people who are at the right time, the right place, the right hour, and they are selfishly thinking about themselves, and they put in what you call different boondaggle. We know of Babangida saying he executed his best friend because of the Nigeria war. I mean, that's just too much. So today, I hope I have covered a lot of the area that I wanted to cover today, but I want to go say too that irrespective of what I have covered today, I stand here today because my teacher did sing a song for us, Oh Gracious Lord, and I took it and ran with it. A lot of my classmates who were from polygamous home, who had a father in the house, did not even have a feeling for what Chief Oswan was challenging us to go do, which is Oh Gracious Lord, which I, because of the loss of my father, he became my surrogate father. At the time I left him behind, it went into my head, and when I got to America, it was even more worse. So I am saying, I already told you about how Obasanjo broke from the residue of slavery and colonialism. You can read about that in Nigerian.com, a daily trust, or Wale Soyinka warned against modern day slavery. You can read about that at his Wikipedia. So I think I've covered a little bit of some ground today, and I'm not going to do too much because the upstream download for me is posing a lot of problem for me because it takes too long to upload, and I want to start lowering my upload information to lesser number. Like I said, what Trump is doing is not funny. It's a spectacle of dominance broadcast to the world, and the most damning part, the unprotesting acceptance versus South Africa and the new 55 people that were there, and he was calling somebody that the person has, what do you call that? How do you speak English? To him, he would have just challenged him and said, I'm an Englishman in black color. But we are so forgiving, we are so respectful, we are the most respectful race, the most respectful tribe in the whole world, and as such, unless we change our way, because, for example, if you go to a place like New York, which is closer to Canada, the more northern you go, the more rude they are. The more southern you go, the more human, full of make of human kindness. So, one other important point that I want to make is that while we are on the subject of slavery, I want to give a point, and the point I want to make today is that we've had that Obi went in and was serving during the Reverend Father's birthday. Sidewayly, he also said that he has never had a housekeeper. Unfortunately, that statement he made there, that slave housekeeping that we have in Nigeria here, is going to kill us, because 1.6 million Nigerians are trapped in modern day slavery. Nigeria is the 5th Africa for modern day slavery. Then, for example, in the one I said that there's what we call this unemenosu in Akoko Edo. That's slave work, holding the whole tribe people, the whole ethnic people to a point where they are slaves in a way, because they said that story that the men went to war, and when they were coming back, they did not come back to most of them did not come back and saw the way why the women should not have contact with the women, stuff like that. So let me stop here by giving you my phone number, because I just did something out of the ordinary today. I sent my book to those who are in my WhatsApp fan page. I sent it to them free of charge. I'm going to walk that backward, but it's the best thing to do right now, because I want them to help me to critique it. So if you go in and add your name, your phone number to my WhatsApp, which is 234-70-3362-7981, you will get my free book. Let me start by saying that at the beginning of this video, I made a promise that if you are a talent, I am prepared to pay the prevailing minimum wage that the federal government is paying, which is 70,000, for anyone that can be my sidekick, and I will provide accommodation for them, because I have an office that I'm going to be using as my accommodation. So all these things build to where, if you want to make contact with me, go in and put it at azimikoko5@gmail.com. Thank you everyone. Thank you for listening to me today. I appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to another